Computer software code is very demanding, very exacting, very precise. It takes teams of men infinite amount of time to write the various programs because it is a very, very specific and exact science. Software programs today are measured in the hundreds of man-years. Teams and teams of men gathered together, crews, entire setups so that the vastly complex programs can be written. When the space shuttle was launched, they did an estimate how much computer programming went into all the various systems. They estimated 22,000 man-years. If you were to gather together a team of 1,000 individuals, it would take them 22 years to write all of the coding. That is a significant observation, because if you ask a biologist, if you ask a chemist to compare the complexity of the space shuttle versus a live human baby, he would say to you there's no basis for comparison. One organ of a living being is vastly, infinitely more complex than the entire space shuttle. Well, here's the observation. Where did the baby come from? It began with a period on the end of a sentence. The egg from the mother is about that size. The sperm cell is 1/100th of that size. From those two cells came out all of this that we know as the human being. All of the coding of that human being comes from the DNA. Have you ever seen a DNA molecule? I doubt it, because under 100,000 power magnification, they can possibly see the shadow of the double helix. Meaning to say 100,000 times magnified, they can barely see this DNA molecule that contains all of the coding, all of the wiring, all of the understanding of telling which cell to become what, and the full functioning of the human being from that. When a person understands that, there's one question they have to ask themselves: who wrote the code? The 22,000 man-years of code of the space shuttle was written very carefully by many, many people. Who wrote the code of the DNA? Who wrote the code of human genetics? When a person understands that, they look at the wisdom that's replete in this world. They see the greatness of our Creator. They say to themselves, if this is the creation, what does it tell me about my Creator?